Today we're talking all about Instagram, and more specifically how you can use it to grow your business or your brand using Instagram's most powerful feature, advertising. Let's get to it. Hey there, Adam Erhart here, Modern Marketing Strategist, and welcome to the Modern Marketing Show, where we help you make marketing that matters. So if you're interested in learning about the latest and greatest marketing strategies, tools, tips, tricks, and tactics, well, you may want to consider subscribing and hitting that little notification bell. All right, now before we get into the tips and tricks and nuances of running effective Instagram advertising, first we need to cover the big elephant in the room, which is why Instagram at all, and why would you want to use their ads platform, especially when there's so many different ad options available out there, including Facebook and LinkedIn and Pinterest and Twitter and more to come. Well, for starters, Instagram has millions and millions of users, and it's growing at an unprecedented rate and shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. It's also constantly unveiling new features and releasing them out into the world, which again shows its commitment to progress and to providing an even better user experience, which again is going to draw even more users to the platform. Next, Facebook owns Instagram, which means the powerhouse that is Facebook advertising is available to use with Instagram ads. So all of the features and the targeting and everything that goes into creating really high, effective, and really good converting Facebook ads, well, the same things are available for Instagram ads. Next, there is a bit of a learning curve involved, but Instagram ads are actually pretty simple to set up, especially if you're already familiar with the Facebook advertising platform. In fact, if you already know Facebook ads, well, creating Instagram ads is as easy as making a few tweaks, adjusting some pictures, and checking an extra box. And lastly, Instagram advertising gives you direct access right to your customers, exactly where they are and exactly where they're spending their time on their phones, which are likely with them 24/7. All right, so now that we've got that covered, let's dive into the 4 different types of Instagram ads you may want to use for your business. Now, the first option is the classic photo ad. And if you've never created an Instagram ad before, this is probably a nice and easy and really simple place to start. The next ad type is the video ad. Now, compared to Facebook, where you're able to create a much longer video, when you're creating an Instagram video ad, you are limited to 60 seconds. But still, 60 seconds is plenty of time to tell your story and communicate some benefits and really draw your viewer in. Now, if you're just getting started, well, then obviously you're going to want to start with that photo ad because it's so simple to create. But if you've got a little bit more experience, you've got some resources behind you, and maybe a bit of an interest in video, well, this is the next logical step to take, simply because video often allows you to tell a little bit more of a dynamic story and kind of draw your viewer in just a little bit more. Now, you can use the same video on Facebook as you do in Instagram, just make sure it's less than 60 seconds. But again, my advice would be to create a separate video ad and also a separate picture ad for Instagram, opposed to using the same creative on both Facebook and Instagram. Next up is carousel ads. Now, we've all seen these carousel ads. These are the ones that allow you to kind of swipe through all sorts of different images side by side. And these are fantastic for e-commerce and for product type businesses. The key with the carousel ads, however, is to make sure that things are relatively consistent or at least stocked with your best sellers or highest converting products, because you don't want to overwhelm people with too many choices and basically give them things that they're not necessarily going to take action on. And last up are my personal favorite and the ones that I'm getting the best results with right now, which are stories ads. Now, stories ads are limited to 15-second video, or by default, the image will show for about 5 seconds. But again, play around and find the right combination for you and your business and whatever you're trying to sell. But if you haven't started using stories ads yet, my advice is to dive in and get started as soon as possible, because again, these right now are showing to be the highest converting ad for me out of all the other different Instagram options available. Yes, even including the more difficult and higher barrier to entry video ads. All right, so now that we've got that covered, let's dive into the 6 steps that you need to get started advertising with Instagram. I'm going to burn through these pretty quickly, so I'll make sure to link them up in the description box below so you can follow through them again at a later time. Step number 1 is to log into your Facebook ad manager. Now, if you don't already have a Facebook ad account, well, they're free to set up and they're relatively simple to do as well, and you're going to need this to run all of your Instagram ads, so you're going to want to do that first. Once that's done and you're inside your ads manager, the next thing is to decide on your goal or your objective. What exactly are you trying to achieve? Do you want more traffic? Are you going for conversions, or are you going for video views? Whatever it is you're after, the point here is to be obvious and direct with the Facebook Ads Manager, because you don't want to kind of try and trick them and try and optimize for something else. Rather, tell them exactly what you want and they'll do their best to get that for you. All right, once that's done, it's time to choose your most perfect target market and the people that you're trying to reach, including all of their demographic details like their age and their gender and their occupation and things like that, some of their geographic details, whether they live in a certain city or state or province or country, and of course their psychographic details, which is where Instagram and Facebook ads really start to shine, because here's where you're able to target things like their interests and their behaviors and pages they may follow or things they may like. Once that's done, it's time to pick your placements. And this means obviously you're gonna wanna select the Instagram platform. But inside you've got a couple options, whether to choose feeds or stories or both. Now keep in mind, if you are gonna be selecting both, you wanna create separate creative for both the feeds and the stories because they're gonna have kind of a different feel and a different design to them. Once that's done, it's time to set your budget, pick your schedule, and then the final step, which is to create your ad itself, including whatever text you want and whatever images or whatever video you decide to use. All right, so far we've covered why you'd want to use Instagram ads at all. We've covered the 4 types of Instagram ads you may want to consider. We've covered the 6 steps to getting started with Instagram advertising. So now it's time to give you my final Instagram advertising tips. My first tip is to keep it Instagram-esque. What this means is to make sure that your Instagram ad actually looks like it belongs there. Whenever possible, which is pretty much always, you want to make sure that you're creating brand new creative for Instagram rather than just copy and pasting your Facebook ad stuff and sticking it in Instagram. Yes, Facebook does own Instagram, and yes, you do use the Facebook Ad Manager for Instagram, but they're very different platforms with very different user experiences. My next tip is to make sure that the ad creative you're using is incredibly visually appealing. Now, obviously, Instagram is a very visual platform, and far more so than Facebook. So the time that you normally spend picking the perfect creative for Facebook, well, that needs to be multiplied by a factor of 5, 10, maybe even 20 times, and make sure that you're getting the absolute most perfect image for your Instagram ad, because in the end, that's gonna do a lot, if not all, of the heavy lifting for you. My next tip is to make sure that you keep your Instagram ad really simple. And again, just like with Facebook ads, what you want to do here is make sure that it's really crystal clear before you decide to start getting all creative and fun. Make sure that the viewer knows exactly what you're trying to communicate and exactly what step they should be taking next. Yes, creativity goes a long way, but not at the expense of clarity. Lastly, make sure to have some fun. Test different things and experiment with different placements and different creative and different ad types. Instagram ads are an efficient, cost-effective, and really great way to put your message in front of your ideal target market who are already active on the platform and are pretty much just waiting there for you to say hi. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If so, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what takeaway or what actionable insights you got from the video in the comment section below. Also, for more great marketing strategies, tools, tips, tricks, and tactics, make sure to head over to AdamErhart.com, which is packed full of all sorts of different videos and podcasts and articles, all sorts of resources to really help take your business and your marketing to the next level and way beyond that. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on The Modern Marketing Show.